Welcome back. Puerto Rico still struggling to recover from the direct hit it took from Hurricane Maria nearly 3 weeks to the day. Now, you've seen images of destruction, flooding, roads washed out, roofs torn off, homes destroyed, literally an island almost left without power. Here are some numbers that will also help you understand how bad things still are. As we speak, only 15% of people on the island actually have electricity. Only about a quarter of the cell towers working, and 60% of the people actually have access to drinking water. Think about that, 3 weeks after the storm. That, of course, means 4 in 10 Puerto Ricans still don't have access to drinking water. Now, President Trump, he, of course, has bragged about the recovery effort and how effective his administration has been. But some prominent New Yorkers, they don't agree. And Dom caught up with Reverend Al Sharpton, as well as Democratic Congressman Adriana Espaillat and Hakeem Jeffries, both from New York, at Sharpton's birthday party this past Saturday. Here's what they had to say.
Reverend Sharpton, I say President Trump in Puerto Rico. You say?
Repugnant, repulsive. I thought his behavior was both repugnant and repulsive. To go down to an island after calling people ingrates and to engage in a rhetorical battle with the mayor of San Juan, and then to throw paper towels at people like you're at a zoo throwing peanuts to animals. No compassion, no sensitivity. It was something beyond the pale, something that even I didn't expect out of Donald Trump. And I don't have high expectations out of him, but I thought he was above that.
So, Reverend Sharpton, you're unwilling to give President Trump some credit for going to Puerto Rico?
Well, first he went late and he offended people. So I think that it would be a question of low self-esteem to thank someone for showing up late and then offending you when they did.
Congressman, how do you assess the president, the job he's doing as it relates to Puerto Rico?
The help has not gotten to the places that need to go to, particularly those small towns up in the hills that are disconnected from the rest of the island. Power is still generally down. We still have hospitals that are losing their generators, and the money has not been appropriated yet in Congress. We should have done that last week, this past week. We're going into this week, and it must be done this week. Puerto Rico cannot wait another week without the resources to bring about life-saving help to the population across the island.
Congressman, are Latinos being treated as second-class citizens?
There's no question about it. They are U.S. citizens. They fight in our wars. They're tremendous legacy there of support for America. And yet, we haven't seen the presence of the Department of Defense, because really what's needed in Puerto Rico is almost like a military effort.
Congressman Jeffries, how do you assess President Trump, starting with Puerto Rico?
Well, we've seen nothing but chaos, crisis, and confusion coming from the Trump administration during his time in office, and his response to Puerto Rico has been nothing different. It's not even clear to me that President Trump understood that Puerto Ricans are actually American citizens until Hurricane Maria hit. We need leadership at this time. The people of Puerto Rico are suffering. He's given us a drive-by presidential appearance on the island of Puerto Rico. That's shameful.
So what should be done now, Congressman Jeffries, in Puerto Rico?
Well, we need to deal with their infrastructure issues, which are severe, alleviate the immediate humanitarian crisis that exists, and then make sure that we can infuse resources into Puerto Rico so that they can rebuild in a stronger and more resilient fashion. It's going to take the same level of commitment that we've seen when other storms have hit the mainland as it relates to this storm here in Puerto Rico.
Coming up next, we'll take a look at some local headlines, so please stay with us.